The legend of Peterdromgoole has been a popular story on the UNC Chapel Hill campus for close to 200 years, and like most good ghost stories, it's a mix of fact and fiction. Peterdromgoole was a student at UNC who supposedly died in a duel in 1833. Legend has it that Peter and another student were both infatuated with a young woman named Fanny, and they agreed to duel to settle the matter. Fanny, who was in love with Peter, arrived at the location of the duel, also known as Piney Prospect, just in time to see her beloved Peter shot through the heart and collapse on a large rock. Witnesses quickly buried Peter's body and moved a rock on top of his grave. The bloodstains on the rock where Peter died never disappeared, and the deep red splotches can still be seen on the rock today. Fanny died later that summer, and according to local legend, the shadowy figures of the two lovers can still often be seen in the woods by the rock. Though most of this is just a ghost story, there are elements of truth. Rocks with red splotches do exist on UNC's campus, though the so-called Dramghoul Rock is not accessible to the general public. This rock is located at Piney Prospect, on the land of the Order of Gimghoul. The Order of Gimghoul is a secret society on UNC's campus, open only to male upperclassmen. Established in 1889, the founders originally called it the Order of Dramghoul in honor of Peterdromgoole's ghost. While the name of the society has changed, the Order of Gimghoul still centers itself on the legend of Peterdromgoole, whose ghost, along with Fanny, can still allegedly be seen today. On the edge of the Piedmont is a small community of Vladimir, infamous for the mid-century hysteria over the so-called Beast of Vladimir. The first sighting of the beast was in December 1954, when a woman went to investigate noises outside her house and saw a large cat-like creature skulk into the forest. 2 days later, Vladimir police found the first victims of the beast. 2 dogs were killed, and their bodies appeared completely drained of blood. Reports began to flood in from across the county of beast sightings. On New Year's Day, 1955, 2 more dogs were found drained of blood. 4 days later, the beast attacked its first human victim. Fortunately, the woman was saved by her husband, and the large cat-like creature again fled into the woods. Once newspapers picked up this story, hunters from all over descended onto Vladimir, eager to catch the beast. Unfortunately, no one knew exactly what they were hunting. Some thought it was a panther, others thought it was a coyote or a stray dog, and still others thought it was a vampire. People did agree that killing the beast was the only way to find out for sure. On January 13th, 1955, a local hunter trapped an unusually large bobcat, and the Vladimir mayor and police chief took this opportunity to show the beast was dead. They hung it from a flagpole in the middle of town, and underneath, the 2 men erected a sign that said, "This is the Beast of Vladimir." Whether or not this was the true beast, or if a beast ever existed, is still unknown. But soon after, the hunters left town, and reports of the beast and its killings stopped. Today, the memory of the beast lives on in Vladimir, and the town hosts an annual Beast Fest to commemorate the event. For almost a century, Jamestown locals have seen and passed on the legend of a young woman hitchhiking under a bridge wearing a white dress. This ghost, as you might have guessed, is named Lydia. The first reported sighting of Lydia was in 1924, and despite many unsuccessful attempts to locate a young girl named Lydia who died in an automobile accident in the 1920s, the legend of Lydia lives on. This is certainly the most well-known ghost story in the Piedmont. if not the entire state. You might have had your own encounter with Lydia yourself. If you'd like to learn more about local legends and ghost stories, check out one of these titles from the Greensboro Public Library. Have a safe and happy Halloween.